Welcome back for episode 10 of Cuphead. In today's episode, we're going to be taking on the devil himself, and even starting the DLC, The Delicious Last Course, starting with taking on the Moonshine Mob. Well, 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 look how far you've come. Not only did you bust up my good-for-nothing lackey King Dice, but I see you've got my soul contracts as agreed. Hand him over and join my team. What you think, guys? Of course not. Welching on me just like the others, eh? I'll teach you for backing out of a deal. Have at you.
A brawl is surely brewing.
Alright, for phase 1, the devil has several attacks and there's 2 we'll cover later. To start, we'll have to deal with a constant tiny demon running from behind his throne, to and from either side of the screen. Now the first attack we've seen, the devil's head grows goat horns, and his arms stretch and flap into the middle of the arena. He can also stretch his neck, which he moves snake-like across the arena from either side, and the only way to avoid it is to move to the other side of the arena. And for the final attack we will see for now, he will summon 4 balls, one of which is parryable, and all will begin bouncing around once deployed. Then we enter phase 2, where his skeleton jumps out of his body and into a hole, and the sides of the arena catches fire, and starts closing in, forcing you to jump in the hole as well. Avoid the skeleton, because it can hurt you. Now we fall further down into the earth, and have to fight a giant version of the devil. You damage him by shooting his eyes, and there's 5 platforms. That number will decrease as the fight progresses. There are burning poker chips that move from left to right, falling upon each platform in turn. And this will continue for the rest of the fight. The devil can spawn bombs from his ears that you can parry. He can also merge his eyes and spawn an axe that spins around in circles before flying off screen. After a bit, you'll enter phase 3, and the devil will look angry, and the 2 edge platforms will fall off, dropping you down to 3 platforms now. Now his attacks will consist of him spawning minions to fight you. To start, he pulls up large demons that'll fly into place of those 2 platforms that had fallen on the edges. They can be killed, and they will spit skulls at you. Then he will summon more of those tiny demons from above that were running out at you from behind the throne, and he'll summon them by popping them out of his forehead, kind of like zits. Now you won't be able to unsee it either, but they will begin to fly around, giving you a little time to kill them before they charge up and shoot at you like buzzsaws. And now we've entered the final phase. The devil starts crying and you get forced down to a single aisle. Now you've still got to dodge the poker chips and the devil's tears. And that's the final main story fight done. And we made an A-. The brothers had triumphed over the demon, forcing him to finally give up. We shall accept your surrender, devil, Cuphead laughed, but we're not done just yet. And with that, Cuphead and Mugman destroyed all the soul contracts, releasing Inkwell Isle's residents from eternal servitude to the devil. Gosh, I can't wait to tell everybody, Cuphead said. The boys set off home at top speed. Come on, last one there's a leaky cup, Mugman teased as they ran. Once home, the brothers gathered everyone together. You're all free of the devil's debt, Cuphead announced. And that fiend won't bother us again, Mugman added. The elder kettle was literally beaming with pride as everyone began to cheer. Let's hear it for Cuphead and Mugman. Hip hip hooray, hip hip hooray. As an all-day celebration began, the brothers promised to never wander into trouble again. And they didn't, until the next time, of course. But that is another story. And we'll be starting that story soon, but first we're going to cover the attacks that were missed and a few other things. These attacks are from phase 1. In this one, you'll notice the devil's head turns into something like a spider, and it detaches from the devil's body, and bounces around trying to land on top of you. Then we've got another spell summoning where he summons 5 flames and the middle one is parryable and all the other 4 spin in a circle. Now we will move on to what happens if you decide to give the soul contracts to the devil. Cuphead and Mugman will take King Dice's place as the devil's right hand, and you'll get an achievement. Now onto the bloopers. Then we'll go on to the DLC. And this first one, it shows me not knowing about the skeleton yet and it killing me. As for the rest of these, they show off just how much of a hard time I had staying on the platforms. Or, well, at least landing back on top of them. Now into the DLC, The Delicious Last Course. And even though we unlocked Miss Chalice with the DLC, I will continue playing as Mugman for now with the normal playthrough. Are you guys excited? What could Legendary Chalice be looking for all the way out here? Gosh, Cuphead, I don't know. I hope she's okay. We sure are far from home. Jumpin' jelly beans, you boys made it. I have the most amazing news. And it all has to do with this here cookie. Here, take a bite and see for yourselves. It worked, it really worked. I'm alive again. But now I'm a ghost. What's going on here? Everything's gone topsy-turvy. Follow me, boys. I can explain everything. For ages, I've been trying to find a way to escape the astral plane, but nothing worked. Until now. Boys, let me introduce you to Chef Saltbaker, the greatest chef in all the lands. Welcome, friends. Welcome to my bakery. Ah, Miss Chalice. I see my cookies have worked wonders on you. Oh, my stars. I'm a ghost again. Oh my, a finicky thing, that cookie. The taste is sweet, but the effect is brief. Fret not, though, my concerned little cups. I've come up with an amazing new recipe. One bite of this Wonder Tart, and you'll have complete control over the astral plane. This Wonder Tart could bring Miss Chalice back to life for good. No swapping places or nothing? Indeed, just one problem. The recipe requires exceptional ingredients held by the most fearsome of foes. Well, if the Wonder Tart is what it takes to bring Miss Chalice back to life, then by golly, we'll find those ingredients. I go ahead and do Miss Chalice's tutorial for the coin and to see how she controls. Then I go talk to this cat, who, like the apple at the start of the game, gives you 3 coins. And then I found a coin behind the bakery. Now into fighting the Moonshine Mob.
Some great jam and then some.
There are 4 phases to this fight. The first phase starts with fighting a giant spider. As far as I can tell, his pathing is random. There are ant police who shoot pesticide puffs at the spider mobster. The spider has a few attacks he can do. If he stops and pulls out a button, he will deploy some webbed mines that explode as you cross paths with them, and they can only hurt you, so be careful and don't let them pile up. The other thing he may pull out is an old-style phone, where he will summon a bunch of fly mobsters. They will start flying in all over the arena, creating hazards. There is one more attack that I'll show you later on that didn't appear in this fight in Phase 1. Now on to Phase 2, where we fight the Ant Queen mobster. After the spider mobster falls, he lowers the Ant Queen in on her gramophone. This gramophone plays music, and has 6 musical sound waves coming out of it. There's 3 going clockwise and 3 going counterclockwise. You are safe to go through when they are green or yellow, but when it's red, it'll damage you. And along the top and bottom, you'll see ant cops and barrels of shine crossing, creating hazards. Once the queen is taken out, the anteater will come up through the bridges, destroying the middle and the top bridge. Now the anteater will show you that he's got the snail hidden under his hat. Don't forget or it'll bite you in the butt later. The anteater will choose a side and stick his nose in up to 3 times, alternating paths at random. Well, they're random as far as I can tell. In these moments, he can choose to fake out and act like he's going to attack, or extend his tongue, and after he will retract it holding a bunch of bugs. But your main goal is to try to parry the tongue and shoot the snout of the anteater to damage it. These bug balls can be destroyed with enough damage. Don't fall for this false knockout. As we enter Phase 4, you'll have to take out the snail, who's the mobster boss. And with that, we've taken the mob out in Cuphead. And got an A-. we got our first ingredients for the chef. The distillery dough. Here's a blooper showing me making that same mistake I did with the devil's skeleton, but this time with the Ant Queen. But this is where we end the video. If you enjoyed, do me a favor and leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to Cosmic Respawn Gaming. And remember, every respawn is an epic quest.